Got something I want to show you real quick. You know these flags that I've been getting, little surveyor flags? I got that. I got about a 2 foot or so stir stick. Probably won't end up using this. It's not very strong, very sturdy, but for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to show you. I used a little fucking screwdriver, punched a hole in it, right? Just tapped it, screwed it. And I'll show you that here in just a second. What I want to show you is, got my multi-tool at the very end of that wire. I want to grab just the very end of it, okay? And I'm going to bend that sucker around into a U shape. Right? See that? Now, from that U shape, I'm going to grab right in the middle of that U, and I'm going to bend it down 90 degrees. Just like this. Can you see that? Can now. Right? Just like that. From there, I'm going to go, well, let's just say for the sake of this will all depend on the length of your pole for sure. Well, the stick will depend on the length of your pole. I'm going to go 4 inches, okay? And matching that second bend, I'm going to bend, try to match it, get it square, and I'm going to bend it right there, down about 90 degrees, okay? So there's that little U shape. Now I've got this across, okay? I'm going to go from there about 4 inches again. Let's try this at about 4 inches right here. Okay, now I'm going to bend away from it, right? So I'm going to take this here and I'm going to bend away from this here, but I'm going to go try to make it as square up as you can. Bend it up and away, a real deep V shape. All right, bend it clear back to itself. All right, like that. Now again, another. So this is what we've got now. That little U shape right there, 90 degrees, down 4 inches, back up. Let's go 4 inches. Boom, boom, boom. Which puts me right about here. And I'm again going to go away from it. So I'm going to bend another 90 degree away from it. I'm going to square it up just a little bit so it's nice and straight and level like that. So I've got a little U here, 90 degrees across, down 4 inches, bend back up 4 inches. Now on that end, I'm going to cut it, well, let's say about a ½ inch. Okay. Now this little piece here, I'm going to cut off roughly, let's say about an inch. About like that, whatever, right? Before I cut it, it's too late now, I've already cut it, right? But before I cut it off, I'm going to take that sucker and I'm going to bend it around to make a loop. Like this, okay? For now. I've already done that, but probably use an eye bolt or one of those little eyelet things that you put on a picture frame. But for this purpose, I've already done it, and all I did was bend some wire. So now I've got that eyelet through the hole that I made, and I bent it off just like you would like a cotter pin. Now I'm going to take that little short end, I'll feed it through that eyelet and back. So now it's caught on that deep V, okay? Now let's pretend I've got something on this end, like a piece of PVC, a pill bottle, anything. Something, a tube of some type that's going to fit on this end, right? That I can take my fishing pole, my ice rod, and stick it down in. Cut it on a bevel so it sits like this. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to cheat just for a second here, and start it here. Okay, now I hooked it, the last eyelet, on that real short piece. Right? Now I'm going to bend the pole around and I'm going to stick it down inside that tube of whatever. Son of a bitch, quit fucking with me every minute. Here, let's, for the sake of argument, let's bend that down just a little bit more so it catches it and holds it a little bit safer. So I'll kill myself trying to show you how to fucking do this. Now the pole is stuck in that thing. It's loaded up. It's caught on that hook. Okay. Now, your line coming off the reel, up the pole, through the eyelets, down to here. Coming out the last eyelet, take it over and just lay it on top of that V. Let me see if I can move this thing without killing myself, all right? See how it's loaded at there? That line coming across, lay it on top of that U at the very end, right? This sucker is now loaded, ready to go. Line's hanging over the U, draping down into your hole, right? So now, when a fish comes along, tugs on that line being on that U, hopefully you can see where my finger is, that's at the very end where that U is. That's where the line is going straight down into your hole, right? A little bit of a tug. Now, it just set the hook, fish is caught, pole still attached to all of this, and all you gotta do is come over, grab your pole, pull it up, reel your fish in. That's simple. I'm going to make it a little bit more sturdy and substantial, but you just watched me bend the wire to see how easy it was to make the trigger assembly. There you go.